When a relationship collapses, the standard response is to treat it like this ruined base, trying to salvage what's left and hoist the old trust back into its original place. This architectural approach often leads to a painful limbo, where couples try to force a structure to stand on a foundation that has already disintegrated. Marriages operate as living ecosystems, where progress comes not from construction, but from cultivating growth out of fertile soil. This diagram outlines the courtship garden, a phase where partners stop trying to fix the past and instead begin growing something entirely new. Shifting to this agricultural model removes the pressure for an immediate structural fix, allowing for a slow, organic rebirth of the connection. In the bottom left of this model, healing begins with the soil. A farmer knows that without proper ground conditions, nothing will grow. Marital repair starts with the state of the individual heart. This requires private, focused effort, practicing emotional regulation and seeking spiritual guidance before asking the relationship to carry any new weight. You cannot tend your spouse's soil. Your stewardship is limited to ensuring your own heart is humble and receptive. Interdependence only works when two healthy individuals are rooted in soil that is free from the toxins of unhealed trauma or resentment. Betrayal isn't healed by a single grand apology. Trust forms through the accumulation of small, safe successes. These successes are like the seedlings in these pots, tiny micro-deposits of safety, such as maintaining a calm tone, following through on a minor promise, or listening without a defensive rebuttal. This pyramid of intimacy illustrates the hierarchy of connection. At the very bottom sits safety and courage, the foundation required before any emotional or physical intimacy can take root. Consistency in these small, repetitive actions provides the data a spouse's nervous system needs to slowly lower its guard. New growth is fragile. Old habits, sudden fears, and emotional reactivity act as weeds that threaten to choke the life out of a budding connection. Protecting the garden requires a strict rule of communication. If the spirit is absent, stop talking. Pausing a defensive conversation acts as a safeguard, preventing toxic interactions from killing the progress you've made. Repairing a relationship is less about winning an argument and more about aggressively defending the environment where intimacy is trying to grow. This process follows a biological timeline. You cannot demand a harvest of deep trust while you are still in the raw, unpredictable spring of a new courtship. Growth often stalls. Couples may encounter a winter relapse that requires returning to individual work and reestablishing basic boundaries. These cycles are part of the process, serving to deepen the roots and make the eventual marriage more resilient. Instead of waiting for a perfect, finished marriage, start looking for the bloom, the tiny, observable changes in how you interact today. This involves looking at your spouse with the same inquisitive, hopeful lens you used during your very first date. Recognizing these small wins provides the momentum needed to sustain the iterative work of recovery. Ultimately, you cannot force a plant to grow or a spouse to change. You can only maintain the greenhouse conditions that make their growth possible. Once you have done the work of planting and weeding, you must trust that consistent effort, combined with divine help, will bring the increase. Consider what kind of resilient connection could take root if you approached your spouse today with patience and hope. To learn the specific tools for cultivating this environment, visit the Marriage Repair Workshops and start your new courtship.